Bonjour and welcome to all of you comic book geeks, readers and collectors. And this is our little, for the, if you're going to rate yourself out of those three, a geek, a reader or collector, this is the one for the collectors. The back issues that we just can't stop buying, whether they're from the dollar bins or whether they're going a little bit mad, like I did this week. This week just gone. I've done my usual 2 visits to my local comic shops, and you know who they are, and I will mention them when we get to them. But I also ended up in town, which we affectionately call London, for work, and all the money I earned in town that day, it was good. It was a good bit of work. Blah blah blah. I ended up spending on back issues, didn't I? I need help. And you know that this is my therapy. If you're a sexy subscriber and you've been here before, you know this is my therapy. And to be fair, it isn't a lot of help, is it? Because you kind of encourage me. You go, oh, that's great, can't wait to see the next haul and stuff like that. So it's not working out for me, is it? But you know I'm joking. You all know I'm joking. So we are going from 1957 DC actually to 2020 DC. So we're bookending it with DC. But I've got to admit, the star of the show this week is Silver Age Marvel. And I mean the proper Silver Age. Strange Tales and Tales to Astonish Marvel. But I have got some beauties. I have got some DC beauties here, including one key issue. You know what I'm like with my key issues. No, actually, that's a lie, isn't it? I'm not bothered about key issues. I just like a lot. I love it all. Let's get going. Courtesy of Jamie at New Dawn Comics in Rayleigh, Essex. Let's go. With a little bit of we're starting in 1957 with this one. And you know what? When I was going through them, I just picked up a little run of Blackhawks. There's only I think I picked up a couple last week, and he had a nice little run in a shoebox that he bought, a shoebox collection. I didn't expect a lot from this. And when I leafed through it, there's a Frank Frazetta backup to this issue. And I can't believe that doesn't make it. And I know these are beaten up, to be fair. And, they were the price is reflected in the condition, and I was happy. But I can't believe this, even in a battered condition, this isn't, with Frank Frazetta. I know it's a little 3-page backup. Can't believe. Anyway, I was well happy with that. Like when something gets you excited. It's just a Blackhawk, so what comic, but it's got Frazetta in the back. Yes. And the rest of them, to be fair, they're just your classic. This is 1958. Look, Blackhawk. I'm not his biggest fan. I wouldn't have picked this up, really. Would I be scouring? Would I be leafing through back issue bins in conventions, go to the con and look for Blackhawk? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have been looking for Catman. 1959, Blackhawk and the gang chasing after Catman. The Time Monsters. With a dinosaur on the cover, you just can't go wrong. Can you look at his cat flying up in the air? Look, I love it. Secret of the Chameleon. I was going to sing Culture Club then, but I won't. Oh, that's one for you've got to be of appropriate age to get that reference. Anyway, here we go. That's a nice cover. That I like these weird sea creatures. Blackhawk used to get involved in some real weird and wonderful adventures, from what I gather, because I won't be frying my brain reading these. This is just, and I'll be honest, this is just the pure collector in me that has got that hasn't got a lot of Silver Age DC. Well, I think 57 qualifies for Golden Age, doesn't it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments where without looking, you know what I'm like with researching. And they weren't a lot of money. But he wasn't the best, was he? Old Blackhawk. But I do love this, look. And this cover, I did put a little post out on social media, but if you haven't been there and you don't don't follow my threads, but look how Blackhawk is explaining what Lady Blackhawk's doing. I love this cover. This is one of those covers that will remain with me. It's Lady Blackhawk. Yes, we know. We can see her. She's flying through the air. Yes, we can see her. And she's smashing a boulder. Yes, Blackhawk, we can see her doing that. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to Jamie, and as always, her ever faithful assistant Lizzie, for bagging and boarding and supplying me with those, pricing it up appropriately. Awesome. Moving on to my old mate Paul, Comics and Fantasy in Hornchurch, Essex. Still staying in the same county, the same area, the same environment. And look at these. These just popped up now. I know this is 2020. I should be kind of doing this right at the end of the video, but I'm just doing it kind of where I got them from. And I'm sticking with DC. I missed this in 2020. I missed it. Sorry, guys. I missed it. But if it's Jeff Lemire and if it's Bill Sienkiewicz on the inking, I know it's Dennis Cowan, I think, on the yeah, Dennis Cowan, which is obviously awesome. I've got nothing against Dennis Cowan, but with Sienkiewicz on the inking, little black label, and I love this black label stuff. DC have done a gorgeous job of all of the the black label stuff that I've picked up. Swamp Thing, Batman, etc., etc. But so that's more or less all of the DC, apart from a couple of little issues I've got here. Oh no, actually, no, they're not little issues. They're some quite nice issues. Anyway, so my old mate Paul had a little run of this bad boy. Oh, ever since I started collecting, or considered myself a collector, back in the early 80s, it would have been. So 2008 is rocking and rolling. The British Marvel reprints are rocking and rolling. And now I want these. I used to covet. I know it's against the Ten Commandments, but I would covet people that had the American comics. Anyway, back in the day, I wanted these so bad. I love Submariner. And this not Gene Colan as well, one of my favourite artists, 1968, and this one as well. And Stan Lee is obviously, this is the period where he's stepping back and he's getting ready for that early 70s. Like Roy Thomas is writing these, amongst other things. But Marie Severin is the main art. But look at these, lovely condition. The old mate Paul done me a lovely deal on this. I think this is a beautiful cover. If you're going to do Submariner, guys, this is my Submariner. And I know I always say it. It's the OL in the middle of geekyOlhog. I am old. So this is going to be, I know they've got the latest Namor comic out and all that. And I've heard it's good. But for me, you don't get better than this. I know it's hokey or corny, whatever you want to call it, but I love it. I love it. And picking up these few issues, just this tiny little run. It's just, oh, come on, nothing can stop the Stingray. What a cover! Look, that was going to be cover of the week. What was going to beat that to cover of the week if I was doing reviews in 1969? John Buscema jumps on, look, bit of Doom action. If you're a Doom collector, that's one. Look, I know there's a few of you out there now, I've noticed on social media, that just collect the Doctor Doom stuff. But he could take on Doom all day long. Maybe Orca wasn't the greatest of villains. Nevertheless, in Roy Thomas and John Buscema and Mary Severin's hands, this was another Buscema one where he'd be filling in from Marie Severin. Love it. Look at that colour. Look, not the greatest killer whale illustration I've ever seen, but we're not concentrating on them, are we? No, we are not. We're concentrating on the action. Face it, Fishman. This is your last ride in the talons of oh no, so that might be a tiger shark. That might be a better interpretation of a tiger shark. I was mistaking that for the orca in previous issues. Oh yeah, we've gone from orca to tiger shark, and we've had a stingray. To be fair, Silver Age Submariner, or Namor, or Koo Koo Caa Caa, as he's normally called nowadays in the cinematic version, before he was Koo Koo Caa Caa, they kept it to the fishy theme. You know I make myself laugh by now. Anyway, so thank you to me old muckers but this is the one. Oh, first up, this is the one. Last week, just getting into and looking at some wall stock. You know when your LCS has just got a big collection in, and you don't know where to start, and you kind of spin round the shop looking at the walls a little bit, like a spinning top, and you think your first thought is that I want all of those. I want all of the stock they've just bought in. I want them all. It was it was early 60s all the way up, DC and Marvel, all the way along. I want them all. Well, this was just an odd bod. I think this was at the end of the run where I was just topping it up and looking and just throwing things in for a deal. But I am falling in love with the old Silver Age DC covers. That was just a silly one. Go on, you're missing. I hear Lois is coming, but I'll describe. Oh, so this is Lex Luthor. Is Superman's brother? A great imaginary novel, this one's called, featuring Lex Luthor Kent as Clark Kent's. I mean, that is cuckoo. Come on, guys. They was running out of ideas in 1965 over at DC. But look at this. A year later, the first, I needed, really, where I got these from, they needed my old mate Jamie labelling them up for them. Because they didn't, I knew what this was, but they didn't label it up. They'd labelled up the price, don't get me wrong. But they should have had a big label. First Silver Age appearance of Catwoman. And you know what? I can't believe that they haven't put Catfight on the front somewhere. The Penguin's in it as well. Super Pussycat. Look at that little detail at the bottom there. I hope that doesn't blur out. Super Pussycat, formerly Superman. And look at Lois's shoes kind of half falling off. What a glorious cover. And it is a cat fight. You can't tell me that ain't a cat fight. Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend, getting involved with Batman's Rogues Gallery. I couldn't not take that off the wall. I couldn't. Excellent stuff. Love it. Love it. And then I've got the odd issue of this run of Swamp Thing, which is the Len Wein, Bernie Wrightson, early 70s. This is 1973. The classic stuff. Look at that beautiful stuff. Bernie Wrightson on Swamp Thing. Where he was going from his early style with the fanzine, him, Kaluta, Barry Windsor Smith. I don't know if they was all sharing the same studio. Who's the other one? Wrightson, Kaluta, Barry Windsor Smith. Oh, there's one more, isn't there? Who am I missing out? Oh, forgive me. I'm sure I'm missing someone out there. I'm sure there was a couple more than that. Anyway, look at this stuff. gorgeous. And it was all there on the wall. And I know this isn't an entire run because I've got the odd issues. Like I've got the Batman issue, like the Swamp Thing and Batman. I just bought that on eBay like a year or so ago, whatever it is. But look, and this was Wrightson's last issue, issue 10, with was it the Unmen or the Uni-Men, and this was beautiful. Obviously on these back issues I don't do the deep dives and stuff, but if anyone wants to see a deep dive on that, let me know, because it's classic stuff. Comic book illustration 101. Nestor Redondo takes over, but his artwork is still great, but big boots to fill, honestly, big boots. And obviously Len Wein is still writing it, so it's still good story, you know, the storylines are still of a, that's a nice cover. That's got it all going on. But it's Wrightson all the way, baby, with the early issues, to be fair. It's a bit like in the latter days when Alan Moore took over and Bissett and Total Ben were on Swamp Thing, if you are a fan of the character. And that's a nice cover, look. And when Bissett and Total Ben went, no, you just can't make up for that. You can't do it. You can't make up for it. Nice little robot dog. Can't beat a little. Is his name? Is his code name K9? Oh no, that's not good, is it? That's not good. That's from Doctor Who, wasn't it? Who remembers K9 from Doctor Who? But anyway, I just went through this whole run. I just took them all off the wall, and they were in such nice condition. And I can't not complete the run because I am that collector. I can't not do it. So I'm not going to get 1 to 10 of Wrightson and just call it a day. Can't do it. So yeah, a lovely little DC haul there. And then, I mean, little number one, this is nothing really special, 1975 Marvel, but this only went for 5, 6, 7 issues, so it's one of those little, I've got the odd couple of issues, and I think they're still sitting in the piles here. But I love the Marvel horror stuff, so as a completist, again, like I say, just that little odd bod. If you followed my back issue haul videos, you know I've been delving into this. Nice bit of Gil Kane action there. This is part 9 of the Kree Skrull War. John Buscema, 1972. This wasn't a cheap comic. That Kree Skrull War stuff. It's holding its price. This issue, and again, I needed my old mate Jamie. In this one, we see Wanda Maximoff in her casual clothes. And I've got a soft spot for Wanda. And seeing her in her casual clothes was a particular delight for a comic collector of a certain age. Anyway, 1982. Love this cover. And that's Klaus Janson. It might even be. That's not a Frank Miller cover, is it? I think it might be Klaus Janson. Let me know in the comments if you've stayed with me this far. Right, so the piece de resistance are these bad boys. We start with Strange Tales because they started first. Look, 1965. Lee and Ditko, Doctor Strange in the back, and Lee and John Severin on Old Fury, the Shield. Fury. Oh, these two characters. 1965, and this is don't forget we're only 3 or 4 years along from Fantastic Four #1, so these are the halcyon years of Marvel. Severin and Ditko again. These are the formative years of Marvel, and that's what I don't know. Unless you're a Marvelite, I suppose you don't kind of understand it. Hydra, all this stuff that we take for granted now is being created here in this era. I love it. I could not have it. I've got a few issues of Strange, but again, This was Lee and Kirby on Shield, and more Doctor Strange. Because obviously this is where he started off, Doctor Strange. What was it? What issue one? Oh, I'm not going to try and guess the number. Well, I've got 141 in my head, but that was here, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, let me know in the comments what his first issue of Doctor Strange was. 119, was it? Anyway. Again, Lee, Kirby, Lee, Ditko. Come on. Come on. This tick, tick, tick. A bomb. A bomb is ticking on the cover. That's going to be cover of the week. To free a brain slave. His head's going to explode. Oh, and here's the car. Look. When Steranko got on board with S.H.I.E.L.D., drawing that car, I used to love it, you know, and it was that James Bond era. Love it. Denny O'Neil. Denny O'Neil pops up in this 1966. You've got Lee and Ditko Strange. Doctor Strange. Clea must die, so you've got Clea being introduced here. Marie Severin now on Doctor Strange. And this is Steranko on S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes. Yes, and you can tell, oh yeah, look, so here we go. It's kicking off now. Steranko on S.H.I.E.L.D. Marie Severin. 1966. How quickly things are evolving over at Marvel. 1967 now. Steranko again. Marie Severin on Doctor Strange. Oh, and again, this is my Doctor Strange. I can't not love it. I grew up with it. So, not in these comics, by the way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be buying them now, would I? But in the black and white reprints. Steranko S.H.I.E.L.D. again. Oh. Look at this, how he's finding his feet now. This is the classic stuff. Don't know how that covers by, to be fair. I can't work out. Steranko again in there. Steranko S.H.I.E.L.D. Not the best cover. Here he goes. You can tell by the gun blast, can't you? 1967. And then I think by now, it's coming to an end. I think this ended, didn't it? And just turned into Doctor Strange at 17 something, 171 or 170. Oh, now I'm thinking I've already got this in my. Oh, I do have to keep on top of that. Right, Tales to Astonish. Follows on from Strange Tales. Strange Tales was earlier. Tales to Astonish. 1965. geekyOlhog. Look what we've got. Giant Man. Like I say, the early formative years of Marvel. Can't beat it. And this is a weird issue here. Adam Austin, who I've never heard of before. Artist on the Submariner. And like Kirby does the layouts on the Hulk. And there's a guy called Scott Edwards on the pencils and Mickey DeMeo on the inks. And I did have to write that on the back, by the way, if you think like, oh my God, Hog can't remember anything. No, I can't. That's why I've written it on the back. 1966, a weird issue. Weird one. So here we go. Lee, Kirby, Everett on this. And it was Everett on Submariner. Lee, Kirby, Everett again. Look, Submariner, Hulk, Hercules. Oh, come on, as a Marvel fan, and look at that cover. You'd go to school the next day. Who would beat the Hulk? Would Hercules be? You know, who's the strongest? Oh, Lee, Kirby on Namor. Lee and Kirby. Lee and Everett on the Hulk. Lovely stuff. In my eyes, beautiful stuff. And I know I'm a geeky old hog, and this is another cover I really love. Look at that. To destroy the realm eternal. Lovely. And that's it. That's all I got this week. Shut up. I know it's a problem. Shut up. I hope you enjoyed that. If you followed me this far, thank you, sexy subscribers. I know you're all here. I know you're all here. Let me know in the comments what you've been picking up back issue wise, what you think of that, and the questions I ask on the way. That's a little test for all you sexy subscribers to see if you aren't just clicking around and just flicking through, or making a sandwich while you're listening to my videos. You need to be concentrating. Yeah? Alright, I'll leave it at that. But as always, thank you. And until next time, I will bid you all adios.